Hello, welcome back to Word Vomit. We are back with another gag. Okay, what's that?
Word.
All right.
Vomit.
Oh,
What?
nice.
Idiot.
Okay, we are coming to you with a brand new show. We've got a lot of interesting things that we are going to cover. Our last episode, Ricky, how do you feel about our last episode?
Of Word Vomit or what?
Word Vomit.
I think it was good. I think we touched on a lot of topics that the people wanted.
Yes.
And I want to apologize to the estate of Toby Keith.
Yeah.
So if you haven't watched that episode, go ahead and watch it. But I started off with a very touching tribute now. In retrospect, I see that it is. And I sang the first couple, or the chorus to a very powerful song called Red Solo Cup by Toby Keith.
And I was laughing the entire time.
CHISMEANDMENUDO, and this segment is called Word Vomit. And I'd like to start it off with a very inspirational quote that I heard this week. It was from a song.
Oh, Lord.
And it goes... Sorry, it's kind of emotional when I read it. Adriana, seriously? Like,
All right.
are you kidding me? You're in tears right now.
It's emotional.
I'm about to bury my soul. All right,
Yes,
are you ready?
Yes.
Red Solo Cup. Yes. It was great. And then he died like 15 hours later.
Yeah,
So,
that was crazy.
no, it was like a couple days later that he passed away.
Do you think we called for his death, or do you think we predicted it? And do you
I
think that
don't-
those two things are the same, or do you think they are different?
I don't think that I have any powers. But that being said,
That being said,
I'm not going to do that again.
you're not gonna just sing a song
Yeah, I'm not just going to bring up quotes.
from? No, we have to now. So, did you compile the quote for this week? Because who are we killing this week? Because Toby Keith apparently just had to go. This is our Valentine's Day gag episode.
Yeah, and what better way to start off Valentine's Day with the Loverboys cock video? Drake's penis was leaked onto the internet for all the world to see. Did you watch it?
I did.
I didn't see
and
it.
we have video of it.
I didn't see it because I'm a Christian and I want to go to heaven.
Okay, well, let's watch it now.
Alrighty then.
Go ahead and pull it up.
That's not
Dude.
it. That's not his penis.
That is his penis.
That's not his
it cocks
penis.
to the side.
That's
It
not his
cocks.
penis.
But that cock we can leave in. It is. Why is he... Okay, I have a lot of questions here.
All right. That's not his penis.
Is that his full erect penis? Because it looked not erect. It looked
That's not his penis.
a little bit flaccid. Okay, let's just talk about the fact that you're hating right now
I'm
so
not
hard.
hating.
You're such a hater.
When I found out that Drake had a big penis, like
When did you find out?
I found out on my way to work on Monday or Tuesday. One
Okay.
of those two. The day that the day after it leaked probably is when I found out.
Okay.
I was listening to a radio show and they were talking about it and they're like, if I had that penis, I wouldn't be mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, cool. Hell yeah, Drake, awesome. Because I thought like the success that Drake has and like kind of like the way he is, I thought he was just a regular schmegular
Penis holder?
Yeah. Like I thought he had his just regular penis card. And now this comes out. It looked real floppy.
It did look really. It did look really floppy. It did. I will. Yeah, say that. I know an erect penis when I see one.
But I don't think it was erect. But even not erect.
Ew, maybe it wasn't fully.
I think
erect.
it was half. I think it was at half mast.
Yeah, half. Yeah.
Somebody had recently passed away.
How do you feel?
It was at half mast for Toby Keith.
Oh my God, Ricky! You know we got DMs telling us that we killed Toby Keith.
Drake's privacy was violated this past week when a video of his possibly flaccid, half flaccid penis was leaked on the internet for all the world to see, begging the question, where did he buy that?
Or where do you get that mold? Dude, okay. When the internet went crazy over it, I wasn't too invested. However, how do you pleasure that? Like, that's insane. That whole thing can't go up in one person.
Nah.
So obviously maybe it's just mid. Not that he's mid, but like you can only go mid shaft.
Probably.
Imagine him trying to like put the whole thing in somebody.
I don't know. It's a blurry video.
Well, we got a blurry video because I screen recorded it on Twitter.
Okay. You can.
But
save
I couldn't find a better one.
Yeah, like that's it, and it's like 2-3 seconds of him just kind of playing with it.
But Rick, it's obvious. You can't. It's obvious.
Yeah. That's a big boy.
That's a big.
Which
man.
makes sense. He's like 6'1".
I mean, yeah, it's proportionate to.
Yeah, I would think that it'd be like proportionate to his body. You know.
So would that make it not as impressive?
No, I think it doesn't matter.
Oh, why?
Like, because if that mattered, like, oh, okay, he's 6 foot and he has like a 9-incher. Like, that's not that impressive. It's not that impressive to look at, but if you're having sex with him, then you know it doesn't matter. 9 inches is 9 inches,
right?
Like, because if that were the case, then Shaq's penis would be huge. But then you would say like, oh, it's because he's huge. It's not that impressive. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
What if Shaq's penis leaked?
Oh my god! At this point, you gotta give us a little taste, not a taste.
Why would he have to
do
that?
He wouldn't have to, but I would appreciate it nonetheless. Is that out of pocket? Do you think? Really?
Yeah. That man's probably got like an ankle slapper.
What does that mean?
It means it slaps his ankles.
Ew. Yeah. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, Drake's penis is on the internet for you to see. Let us know what you guys think. Leave us a comment on what your thoughts on Drake's penis is.
Yeah, let us know down there in the comment section. Too much? Not enough? Are you a size queen or king?
Or king, yeah.
Or king.
We don't discriminate. Yeah, I mean sometimes.
Well.
All right. So moving right along.
You've got SPM down here. I do not like SPM.
You know, okay, that was I wanted to ask, like, how did you feel about SPM?
I didn't like his music. I don't like his voice.
You've never liked his music, never liked his voice?
Nah.
Everyone knows an SPM song.
Yeah. Wiggy is the one that comes to mind. But
that's the only one.
Like, people would tell me about it, and I'd just be like, I don't know. I don't care. I don't care about it.
About him being released. So he's being released this year.
Yeah, and the reason that he went to jail was because I'm shaking out the details, but like essentially he was at a strip club and he went home with one of the strippers, and then she ended up being like 15. Yeah.
Essentially. I think she was 13. Where was the strip club? Because 13 and 18, that's a big difference.
Well, I mean, have you ever seen those TikToks of like guys going up to girls and being like, "Hey, you look like of it." Like, they're basically trying to figure out like who is of age. Yeah. So they'll grab a girl off the streets and be like, "How old are you?" They're like, "Oh, I'm 15." "Okay, come here." And then they get another one that's like 22 who looks younger, and is like, "Okay, guys, you got to figure out their age. How old is she? How old is she?" And they're like, "Oh, well, the 15-year-old is obviously like at least 21 or 22. Like, nope, she's 15. Like, But it's not like a thing of like, damn, what's up, girl? I'm trying to talk to you. It's just like, trying to guess the ages of these two young ladies.
That's crazy. That's eye-opening as well.
Yeah. So a 16-year-old could look like a 20-year-old. True. And a 13-year-old could potentially, depending on the 13-year-old, she could potentially look like an 18-year-old. True. Because I know a girl who, like, she looks incredibly young. Like, very, like, she looks like she's 18. I just found out she's like 30.
Well, I used to know a girl that...
Oh, freaking the girl from Euphoria. What's her name? Who? I don't remember her name. But the one that plays the really mean girl in Euphoria.
The young girl?
Not the young girl.
The mean girl?
Yeah.
The Mexican?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Alexa Demi.
Alexa Demi. There we go. She's in her 30s.
Yeah, dude, which is crazy because she looks 22.
Yeah.
4.
She was one of the older ones in the cast.
That's crazy, bro.
And then
but you know, there's
the girl
a whole...
on my block.
Oh yeah, I think her name is like Jessica, the funny one.
Yeah.
I think her name is like that. Yeah, she's like in her mid-30s.
Yeah, she was in her mid-30s playing the high school chick.
That's crazy.
And
she did
I was just
so
like,
well.
okay, yeah, she's like a 21, 22-year-old. Because usually that's what it is. It's like they either get 18, 19-year-olds or they get 20-year-olds to play high school kids just because.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Love it.
Which is good because you don't want like especially with shows like that, you don't want like 15-year-olds actually fucking on camera. Damn it. Actually like having relations on camera.
Right. Like with the Bridgerton, there was this like kind of like a discourse on the internet where it was like, you guys know that these girls were actually meant to be 13, 14 when they're married, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I can acknowledge that. However...
Wait, were people mad that they weren't 13, 14?
They were mad that people were getting so hot and heavy over the love scenes because essentially what they're depicting is... Victorian age where
like a 24-year-old with like a 14-year-old.
Yes, yeah. Right. But I'm like, in my mind though, I know I'm watching the actors. Like I'm separating. I'm watching I know what this is, right? I know that the actor's not actually.
So I have two opinions on this because like for Euphoria specifically, somebody wrote these high school kids are like, we're going to have scenes where these high school kids like full out have sex on screen.
Right.
And for Bridgerton, that's more of a thing of like, well, this is in Victorian era. It's historically accurate, or we're making it historically accurate. So yes, this 14-year-old girl got her period last year and now she's ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, it happened.
Go be married. Like most of the guys that were trying to get with the girl in Bridgerton, the main chick, they were like in their 40s, or they looked like they were in their 40s. It's weird.
Right. However, it is a show, and we are aware that these are not actual children playing these roles.
Well, with Demi, that chick, what was her name?
Demi Alexa?
Yeah.
Alexa Demi?
Yeah. Uh-huh. She was in that movie that Jonah Hill directed, late 90s.
Which one?
Late 90s.
Late 90s?
Yeah, the movie late 90s.
I never heard of it.
Yeah.
Was this where... I haven't heard of it, honestly. Late 90s. Jonah Hill is not a good guy.
Oh, it's mid 90s. Sorry.
Right. Like there was controversy about Jonah Hill. His ex like left him and then was saying how controlling he was, which is crazy.
That was a little weirder.
Cause baby.
So this is mid 90s. So you see this little kid? It's basically like a movie about skaters. So like all these kids are like skaters with each other.
These are actual children?
He's an actual child. Like right now, how old is he? Like
he's little. Sunny.
He's 18 years old right now. This movie came out like, what was it? 2018. So he was like 13 when the movie came out.
Okay.
No, younger. He was probably like, he had to be like 11 when they were shooting.
Okay.
Because the movie came out in 2018. They probably made it in like 16, 17. And then...
was there something inappropriate in this movie?
Yes.
That he was doing?
Alexa Demi is in it and they make out.
Ew.
And I thought in the movie... Look, she's 33 years old.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And this is before I knew she was in her... She was in her late 20s when that was happening.
Ew.
Yeah. They could have also used like a body double, you know?
I hope that's the case.
I don't remember like the angles of it.
In 2018, that's insane.
Yeah.
Maybe we should look at the angles.
Probably.
Is this a movie that we can...
I don't think so. But
that's insane, girl. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And I'm leaving that F word in.
But, oh, she's taller than I thought.
Oh, tall.
She's 5'6". I thought she was like
what?
5. No way. She's tiny.
So then that Elordi guy is huge.
He's 6'5".
Okay. See, that's not... So then... Wow. Okay, I thought they were all smaller than they were.
No,
than they are.
She's not 5'6". She's tiny, dude. She's like...
I'm 5'6".
is tall.
I'm 5'6".
There's no way she's that tall and that tiny, that skinny.
No, that's... yeah. But I thought she was like 5'2". She looks so tiny next to that Elordi guy when they're on the scene in the football field.
Yeah. Well, he's a foot taller than her.
He's ginormous.
Well,
that's crazy.
Jacob Elordi goes right into our next topic. Is that our next topic?
Yeah, so this was the guy. So we talked about this last week, I think. I don't know if it was with Rudy or if it was in last week's gag, but he was the one that I was telling you that was in his baby girl era. So like he was wearing purses and like very feminine, and people were saying like on TikTok that he's in his baby girl era. Well, then this thing happened with him where he started assaulting someone. If you go back into Airtable, where we have all our research, go ahead and read that out loud. You can zoom in.
Jacob Elordi is involved in an assault investigation following an alleged confrontation with a radio producer.
Okay.
According to radio producer Joshua Fox, the Euphoria star pushed him against the wall while holding him by the throat after Fox made reference to a scene involving Elordi's character in Saltburn. Have you seen Saltburn?
No, have you?
Yeah, I watched it this past week.
You watched it?
It's weird.
Like good weird?
No. Police. This explains... Like I read it earlier, this explains part of the movie.
Okay.
Police were told about 3:30 p.m. on Saturday, 3rd February 2024, a 32-year-old man was allegedly assaulted by a 26-year-old man. The man did not sustain any injuries. Inquiries into the incident is continuing.
Okay.
Fox, who works on the Sydney-based The Kyle and Jackie O show, explained his version of the events on air, and nothing that he'd...
So this is the producer guy?
Yeah, this is the producer.
The one that is okay.
Yeah, noting that he'd approached Elordi outside of a hotel room to jokingly ask for some of his bathwater as a gift for program host Jackie O.
Ew.
This is why. In the Emerald Fennell directed erotic thriller, Elordi's character Felix masturbates while taking a bath. Later, his friend Oliver Barry Keoghan? I don't know how to say
Actually,
his name.
can we look up that guy?
Barry Keoghan?
Yeah, because this guy's... Yeah, Barry Keoghan.
He licks the remnants of Felix's bathwater from the plug.
Ew!
Yeah.
Wait, so he's obsessed with this guy?
It's so weird, dude.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's not even that he's obsessed with him. It ends up being a whole other thing.
Okay, I have to watch this now. I definitely have to watch it now.
It's weird. This is the second movie that comes out that gets like massive awards and is like totally critically acclaimed. And I watch it and I'm just like, this is weird. He was in another movie called Banshees of Inisherin that was really good.
Uh-huh. He was in a show that I just watched on Apple TV. Shout out Apple TV. And it's called The Masters of Air. These are all movies probably. Go up and look up The Masters of Air. Such a good show. I love period shows. I'm very into period shows.
Masters of the Air.
And Masters of the Air is...
Is he in this? I don't think he's in this.
Oh, it is. He is. He dies in the... Sorry.
Oh, there it goes.
But so good, Rick. Oh my God. Okay, so zoom in. Honorable mention to... move to Callum Turner.
What else was he in? He was in something else. Callum Turner.
I just had a heart attack because he's so
Yes, there we go.
freaking hot.
Fantastic Beasts. He was in Fantastic Beast.
In
He
this
played
show?
He played the brother in the second one.
Click on one of his pictures because I just have to see him up close and personal. He is my new celebrity crush. I need to know details. Look at him. Oh my God.
He has a very plain face.
Freaking beautiful. Shut up. Okay, let's Google a little bit more about him. I need to know my celebrity crush. So
Looks like he dated Dua Lipa.
in
That's
real
cool.
time, let's go ahead and no way.
I mean, there's photos of him.
He's British. Okay.
Dua Lipa.
Wow,
Wait,
he did
they're
a really
dating.
good American accent.
They're dating. Apparently, American accents are like really easy. Like they can just do it.
Oh, really?
Like when Margot Robbie did.
Well, it's just a little bit more of an enunciation that they have to do.
I think they said it was a lazier mouth. Like you just kind of have to be lazy.
What?
Yeah.
I would assume that for like
Well,
Boston.
do a British accent.
All right, Tadio.
You see how it's a little tighter?
True. The tongue has to flex a little bit more.
Yeah, and then like even when you do like Southern accents, you gotta give it a little drawl, like almost make a little
drawl.
Yeah, like make it a little lazier.
Right.
Lazy Americans, what's up?
Yeah, that's where we got our name from. Anyway,
He is 6'2".
he is my new celebrity crush. 6'2".
How old is Barry? Or how tall is Barry?
He's
Doesn't say.
little.
He's like 5'7", 5'8".
He does a really good. I don't know if he's Bostonian, but he does a really good Boston accent in Masters of the Air.
He's Irish.
Ricky, that show, I definitely recommend that you watch it. Wait, he has an Irish accent?
He's an Irish actor.
Click on that one video that he's sitting down on right now. He looks so sad. Go back. Find him on YouTube. Click Hot Ones. Hot Ones.
Now there's a better way to get live TV. Switch to Frontier Fiber and save $10 a month.
It's not normal. It's not a normal thing to see, but it's a normal thing to do because I know we all
Hear
do
it?
it at home. Every single one of us, we all dance around naked.
Grab the link and put it in Airtable. Okay, yeah, I heard it.
Yeah. So he are you gonna watch it?
No.
The movie Saltburn?
Yes.
Do you care about spoilers?
No. You know I don't.
Okay, so the reason I say it's weird is
Wait, are you gonna? Do we care about spoilers here, or am I?
Spoiler alert.
I'll do a big alert thing. Okay, go ahead.
So, what he was talking about right there in Dancing Naked, he's talking about the end of the movie.
He dances naked at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah.
You see the whole thing?
Yep.
Can you download it? Because I don't have Hulu anymore and I refuse. Can you download it
Why
and
do you
then
refuse?
send it to? Because boycotts.
I don't think it's on Hulu.
It is on Hulu.
Is it?
Saltburn.
Okay. I don't remember where we watched it. I think we watched it
I
on
don't know.
Amazon.
Download it and then email it to me.
Okay.
Okay. So okay.
But, okay, so like the movie is him. It's set in 2006 at Oxford. He goes to university,
That's a
and
very
Jacob
precise-
Elordi's character Felix is already there.
Felix.
Yeah, and he kind of just becomes obsessed with it. He's like a very quiet character, Barry Keoghan, whatever his name is. He's just very quiet and shy and kind of like awkward. And then he's kind of just there to be a student, but then he gets really obsessed, and then he's like, I just really want to be his friend. And it's like, it's not even like a sexual thing. Like nothing really happens sexually between them other than the bathwater.
That he licked?
Yeah, so he like if there was a crack in the door, he like just was looking and watching them jerk off, because he ends up summering with them.
Summering.
With Jacob Elordi, because Jacob Elordi is like royalty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
In the show, in the movie.
Yeah.
I more like this, like people telling me about movies versus watching.
It's like
them.
I watched it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he goes, like they become friends at university, and then Jacob's like, oh, just come on, like come spend the summer with my family, because he tells him that his dad's dead and his mom is like an alcoholic.
Who tells him that?
Barry Corgan's character.
That his character, his parents are like that? Oh, okay.
Yeah. He said, like, because they're trying to get to know each other, right? And then Jacob Elordi's character is like, come on, tell me something about you. Like, do you have any siblings? Like, no, I'm an only child. Okay, well, what about your parents? Like, what are they like? He's like, my dad's a drug addict and my mom's an alcoholic, and, you know.
How did he end up at that school?
He just was a good student.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not much back info on that. All right.
It turns out he was lying about all that, and then they end up spending the summer together, and he ends up hooking up with both one of his cousins, like Barry Corgan's character ends up hooking up with one of Felix's cousins and also his sister. And then
this little short
yeah,
sex
And-
appeal.
Yeah, and then everybody dies, and he inherits the house, like the whole land. And it was a plan that he had since he basically saw the dude, since he saw Jacob Elordi.
Are you so for
And
real
then-
right now?
Yeah, I'm 100% for real. And then the reason that he's dancing naked is because he just got the keys to the estate. And the fantastic song is playing in the background, "Murder on the Dance Floor." Have you ever heard it?
Oh my God,
There's
this
murder
is
on the
why.
dance floor.
Okay, so I had seen a TikTok about a person making fun of these really rich, wealthy teens making TikToks with that song and dancing throughout their whole mansion so that like people can see the whole thing. And then the person that was doing the TikTok was like, "You idiots. Don't you know that this was a scene that was making fun of the rich? Now I get it. That's crazy." I just love it when, like, you know, things just click. Saltburn. Right now we're watching, like...
Let me see if the scene will come up. It's like the last scene in the movie. Like right before credits roll. Oh no, this might just be an ad.
So he's the main character then?
Jacob Elordi or
No. Keegan Cullum,
Yeah.
whatever the hell.
Barry
Barry
Keoghan?
Cullum.
Yeah, so it's weird. He's basically just like a pork. Like you see, that was the beginning of it, where he just like
my
dances
God.
naked,
That's crazy.
and he does so much weird shit. Like it's wild. It's a crazy movie. Anyway,
Crazy.
Saltburn, yeah.
Okay. Guys, I found this TikTok and I just had to put my brother on it because it was so ridiculous. There's this Ford company profile. It's called Hacienda Ford, right? It's a dealership. I don't know where it is. I'm thinking California because who
It's-
the fuck?
It's Hacienda, California.
Yeah. Okay. Hacienda, California. Go ahead and click the link, Rick. So they're doing this TikTok trend, right? And the first guy caught a lot of people's attention. So in their DMs in this like little trending video that they made, they're like, "Hey, we need more Lupe content." And they delivered. Like, this is why it's so crazy to me, because this is Ford. This is Ford. The car company. It's a dealership. And now they're like putting this like, what is it when they're like auctioned off, like of this man that probably won't get the money from this. Look at how many people saw, 1.9 million saw the trending one that they were doing, and then the one that they made after that one where it was just the guy Lupe is at 928,000 views.
I can spin this.
Go ahead.
A Ford dealership is under fire because they were using the likeness of one of their employees without his permission.
Right. That's not spinning it. That's saying the exact same thing I said with
Yeah, but
fewer
it's spinning
words.
it in a negative context, you idiot. That's what spin
I think
is.
this is a negative context. I think this is negative.
You're saying all this negative with a smile on your face.
Because it's so cute.
It is cute.
And it's like, it's well thought out. Whoever did this needs a raise. Marketing genius.
What was this TikTok? Like, what was, like,
I
the
don't know,
original
I think-
TikTok, what was the trend?
I don't
Because,
know.
like, if you don't see it, like, essentially, they just put a camera up and then they play Justin Timberlake's, is it Mirrors?
Yeah.
I think it's Mirrors.
My hand
Yeah,
in
mirrors.
a pocket full of someone's in it. He does have a cute smile. He is a little cutie.
Mm-hmm.
He's a cutie.
But, yeah, so
yeah, go ahead
they,
and put the mute on it, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, on all of them. But, yeah, on the whole computer. But, I don't know. It was well thought out. It was brilliant marketing.
the original TikTok is like, they just set up a camera and then the women in the office are like looking at it.
He's a cutie. He is a cutie. I can tell. I can see why they wanted more of his content.
He looks wholesome.
Because the other guys were scared. But
You know-
he was just like... I love him.
I like him.
Yeah, like there's this other guy where he's just happy to be there.
They call
He's
him
the one-
Chino.
No, they do they?
Everybody out there calls him Chino. Look at him. But yeah, so basically, like, I don't know what the trend is. I don't know what they were supposed to do.
It's a trend to the song Mirrors.
Yeah, but I don't know what they were supposed to do.
It doesn't really matter.
It kind of matters.
The point is that he reacted the cutest. He is the cutest, and we wanted.
Maybe I feel like it's because I feel like he reacted like that because he knows what the trend is, and he was just like, "No, like, come on, guys, stop!
Don't do this."
Yeah.
To you right now.
And all the other guys are kind of just like, "Okay, what? Like,
Look, the
what are we
one
doing?"
with the red shirt.
He's the best.
Look at him.
Screw Lupe. I love Chino. Chino's I'm a Chino.
Yeah,
I'm a Chino kind of dude.
We need more Chino. Go ahead and put a comment right there. We need more Chino content. Maybe don't put Chino. We need more red shirt guy content. The guy in the maroon was just happy to be there. Oh, you see that comment?
Yeah.
That's so funny. We think the same.
I want them to do this at my job and be like, "What are you doing? I am busy.
Throwing your clipboard
Do
at
not record me."
We could do that for our production. TikTok. Anytime I mention TikTok, Ricky just is done.
Yeah. But what do you call it? I think it's also because like if you see him smile, like he looks like a wholesome dude, and I think more women are like trying to find that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because there's like this weird shift in culture where like I feel like people are starting to go towards more like traditional like family values and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think like, well, obviously he's like a good looking dude, and then on the second TikTok. He did push-ups before every photo.
Yeah, look at his arms.
Like he's got big arms. He's working on a car. Like it's like something that's primal for women where they're just like, yeah, exactly. Stop. What's the matter with you? Stop it. Throw this mouse at you.
He read on them. Look at that arm. He wasn't even flex, but look at when he flexes. Hot diggity dog, boy. Lupe.
Yeah. So he's a good-looking dude. He's a mechanic.
Doing something masculine.
Yeah. He's a blue-collar worker.
He's Mexican.
He seems nice. He's Mexican.
Who doesn't want a Mexican?
He has a nice smile. Like he so
looks
I think
like
I think
a nice guy.
Yeah, but I think it has to do with the fact that like more women are kind of looking for that. Like there's like blue-collar TikTok. There's just like construction
trad
workers.
Wife. Have you seen trad wife?
Traditional or tradesmen wives.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they're like it's nice, you know.
It is nice.
Technically,
yeah.
I have like a blue collar job, you know.
Ricky, if you're trying to,
no, I'm saying that like
you're so
like me and John,
embarrassing.
like John, me.
But John is hot when he does the work.
Okay. No, but I'm saying like people are like I feel like women are more looking towards that.
Yeah, you're right.
You get me?
But
not only because it makes more money, like starting out, you know.
Oh yeah.
But also because they can just kind of like be at home.
But the craziness here is that this Ford.
I don't think it's that crazy. There's a lot of like.
You don't think it's crazy?
I don't think it's that insane, honestly, because like the accessibility to become like TikTok famous or TikTok like to
you don't
go
think it's crazy? Do you think that they're paying him? Do you think that?
Oh no, not at all.
They must have like obviously when you sign on to work at any place, they have like a thing
They
where
can use your likeness.
Yeah, that sucks.
I didn't sign that part. I think I might have.
signed it. I signed them all, but I don't. I'm not in the pictures. I'm like I don't want to be in the pictures. I do that with the kids too.
Yeah.
At their school, there's a section where you have to be like, "Can we use your kids?" Like, and I always say no.
No.
And then they're like, "Why didn't we show up in the thing?" Because they didn't pay you, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, because they're not gonna have any memories.
Well, the yearbook is different, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be in the yearbook, but that's it. No, nothing promotional. Anyway, Lupe, hit us up.
Make money.
Yeah. We'll help you make money.
It is definitely going to be weird that, like, if this gets to him, it's like, why are these friggin' Mexican cowboys talking about me?
Because you're hot.
I wonder if he's married.
I don't know. That would be crazy.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it would be crazy if he was married.
He didn't have a ring. Because
well, no, he's not going to be working with a ring. He's like the guys, the mechanics at my jobs don't wear rings.
Right.
Or they'll wear those silicone ones.
Okay.
You know? I wouldn't think it'd be crazy because I feel like a lot the younger people are getting married a lot quicker.
No, well, I don't mean that, but I mean, that TikTok was basically a call to arms.
Yeah. His wife would probably be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or they're very secure in their relationship. He's like, this is just a little silly thing. Like, it strokes my ego a little bit, but, you know, I got you at home. I love you.
Anybody in the DMs of my husband, it's a line. It's crossed. We've crossed the line.
What if he doesn't check him?
Oh, that's true. Or she's checking him. Or she's marked doing that. Okay, then that's okay. Lupe's wife, if
we
that's
got
the thing.
strategies. We got content creation.
Yeah.
Marketing plans.
Hit us up.
Power BI. Metric marks. Office jargon.
I think you went too far.
I lost track.
Yeah. Next. All right. Well, that's. I had to cover Lupe. I love him.
All right. Let's talk about the Grammys.
Dude, the Grammys was
So this Taylor Swift thing.
underwhelming. I will say, the whole thing. Watching it as a whole.
So this Taylor Swift thing is weird because I feel like any move that she makes is people are just volatile. Like on either end of the spectrum where they're like, she raised her hand when somebody was performing. It's the most majestic move that you could ever possibly make. And then on the other end, it's like, did you see the disrespectful way that she moved her hand while SZA was performing?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm not on either side. I just think that there is no way that she doesn't have to like just completely block everything out. Like any move that she makes is so scrutinized.
For
And
the
it's very
longest, for the longest time, she could do no wrong.
I don't think so, dude.
There was a majority of people that were more pro her than they are against her up until recently.
I don't think so, dude. I feel like it's always been like even when I was in high school, she was famous. She's been famous for over a decade.
Yeah.
She's
the biggest star right now.
She was the biggest country star. Her transition into pop was wild. Like her getting kicked out of the country music, whatever.
She got kicked out?
She wasn't kicked out, but like she made a pop album basically, and they were just kind of like, you're not a country musician anymore. That was a huge thing. So I think that was probably the trajectory of like, oh, I did something I wanted to do. I moved into a different genre, and now I'm getting haters because of it. I just feel like any move that she makes, it's like there's no balance to it where everybody's like, that's cool. It's just somebody, for whatever reason, is just going to criticize her so much. And I feel like that just sucks. Like she can't do anything normal.
I mean, but none of them can.
What's up?
None of them can do anything normal.
Yeah, no, but her specifically, like it feels like there's a huge microscope under her.
Well, she's the biggest star.
Yeah.
They're like...
It's just weird. But so the reason that we're talking about Taylor Swift is because at the Grammys, she won
Best
Album of the Year.
Yeah. Album of the Year.
And everybody has an opinion on it.
Avi. A lot of people are saying that it was really rude of her to announce her album as she just won the Album of the Year in a room full of losers.
I like it. I like the move because it's just kind of like there was this.
I think she's autistic.
Maybe. No, I don't think she's autistic. I think she's been famous since she was 15 years old, and she has no idea how to act with regular people. Which is probably why she transitioned from country to pop, because country is supposed to be like the everyman's genre, you know?
So she didn't want to be everyman's genre?
No, I think she's incapable of it because she's been famous since she was 15.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I think there's a disconnect with like there was this whole thing where she was kind of advocating for like climate change, but she's the person that flies private jets the most.
That's crazy. She's suing the guy.
She's got places to go, people to see.
She's suing the college student that is posting her usage of her jet, because he's posting everything.
It's private knowledge, or it's not private.
Public.
No, it's public.
It's
public knowledge.
But she's suing him.
I don't think
it's
that'll
like,
work.
bro, it's not gonna. The thing that sucks is that
her estate might be suing them.
Yeah, she doesn't have a case. However, he still has to respond, which is a lot to even just respond.
It'd be funny if he responds, but then also puts like the amount of fossil fuels that were burned. Because they had to get it delivered to where he was, like the suit.
Right.
And then like he just tracks everybody's movement on that, and then it just ends up being like, this is how much Taylor Swift spent and how big of an impact she made to the environment just to serve me.
That's crazy. But, hey, hit us up. We got ideas. We're just gonna be like this like marketing show where we just post ideas. That's crazy. I don't know. She had something to say, and she said it when she had the biggest platform available. I mean, this is business.
But everybody's like, oh my god, that's so rude. Like, they lost. They suck. And it's not even the thing that they lost of like, oh, they lost because their music wasn't good enough. It's all this is so subjective.
Yeah.
You know, like you could be. I don't even know who was in the category.
I don't know. I mean, that's what I was saying at the beginning. The Grammys were so underwhelming that like.
They've been like that for a while.
Yeah, who really watches award shows? We don't have time to do research on anything extra. Let's just move on to the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, R.I.P.
Killer Mike. I love Killer Mike. I love Run the Jewels. I loved his last album. He swept all of his Grammys.
So people are saying that it was like something racist where they like, because he got arrested at the Grammys. Was it after his acceptance speech? I think it was either right before or right after his acceptance speech that he got arrested for a misdemeanor and like booked and everything, right? He got booked, or did they just put him in jail for a little bit? I don't know. I don't know what the misdemeanors were. I don't know if it was
misdemeanor assault.
Oh, assault.
So it was like this is what I'm thinking. It is
Google misdemeanor assault. Let's get the definition of that real quick, so we can know the gravity of like.
It's a misdemeanor. It's small.
Did they really have to go and get him at the Grammys? Like police went into the Grammys to get him. We couldn't wait.
Happened.
We couldn't wait until the day after.
No, because it was right then and there. Misdemeanor assault is one of the most commonly charged crimes in Texas. A whole range of behavior can fall into this broad category, from punching someone in the bar fight to threatening someone without actually touching them. That's in Texas. So, in California, it could be completely different. And this is what I'm thinking happened. I'm thinking that Killer Mike was celebrating, having a good time, taking some photos, and then an altercation happened, and somebody on his team assaulted someone else. And they took him because he's Killer Mike, because he's a rapper. I think that's what might have happened. Or I think he was wrongfully arrested, and Killer Mike is not, like, I know a lot about him. I know a lot about his activism. I know a lot about his music. I know a lot about his history. And I don't think he would be the type to be like, hell no, you're not going to fucking arrest me, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't think he would stir something up to make it worse. I think he'd be like, okay, I understand. Let's go. At least in that situation, I think he would have been
so he
just
didn't
compliant.
Feed into,
I think he would have been compliant because the optics of it would have been significantly worse if he just started making a big commotion. And the video that we got is him basically complying and being like, okay, put the cuffs on me, let's walk out of here. More than likely we'll just talk, I'll get booked, and it's a misdemeanor assault. Like, misdemeanor is probably, I think, is the lowest, so it's basically like
he'll be out
anything.
yeah.
Whereas they could have escalated it way higher. It could have been felony assault on an officer if he tried to resist.
Oh, right. So so
I think that was more calculated on his part, where it was like, I'm gonna just take this small L because the bigger one could be significantly worse. Yeah,
everything.
I think I don't even think he cares about the arrest because he won best rap album, best rap performance, and best rap song.
I haven't heard anything about this album.
No,
I don't know.
It's really good. It's called Michael.
Michael?
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to it.
It's really good.
I'll come back next week with my thoughts.
Yeah, and he's one half of Run the Jewels with him and LP. They're a really good music group. Like, he's very.
I know about them. Yeah,
and he's done a lot for the city of Atlanta. Not even just like now as his fame. Like when he was like in high school, he would he would help. I think mostly Democratic political figures. Like he would volunteer on campaign trials.
Oh,
for like Atlanta. Yeah.
How old is he? 40s, 50s?
48,
Damn.
something like that. Yeah, and that's why. Did you see his speech?
No,
like
I
his
didn't see
acceptance
his speech. No.
I should look it up. It's so cool.
Wow, this Mike, Killer Mike. Sorry, I'm inept. I don't know. I just don't know about this guy. I know he is a big influence in the activist community. I didn't know he was a rapper. Well, I knew about Run the Jewels, but I didn't know he was still making music now.
You know what other song he
No.
is, right?
No, what?
Abby on
Oh,
it.
no way.
Yeah, he
All day straight up. Pimp, if you want me, you can find me in the air up on it. For a long time, I was very much into Atlanta rap. Thank you, ATL.
Look at him dancing.
Get the link. That's why they arrested him. He was acting a fool on stage.
Yeah.
Well,
So he wins,
Put
which
it
is
under
awesome.
the Killer Mike. Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, that was awesome. Wow. He was just up there going nuts, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and good on ya. Good for you.
Yeah, have some fun, man.
Do your thing.
It just sucks that he got arrested, and I feel like more than likely because we didn't get video, we just get video of him like walking off in cuffs, which is messed up. It is messed up, but I think for him it was more, and like I said, it was a calculated thing where he was like, this can get a lot worse, especially if it wasn't necessarily him that was that committed the assault. If it was one of his
Maybe
his people,
bodyguard.
his bodyguard, he was like, no, I'll take it because
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
my bodyguard is hard-headed. He's probably gonna elevate it, and then I got my man fucking dealing with a felony assault charge.
Yeah.
Whereas I'll just pay this
He-
misdemeanor ticket and
Yeah.
go to court in 6 months.
Makes sense. Okay.
I think he's a very intelligent person. I think that's what would be
okay.
the case. He also owns a bank.
We're fine with Killer. Oh yeah, he does. I heard that
Yeah.
I heard about that.
He owns a small bank in Atlanta that assists small business owners. Like he gives out small business loans primarily to black-owned businesses.
I'm gonna do that, but primarily owned to Mexican-owned businesses.
Nah, I don't trust Mexicans. But
Okay.
Travis Scott. I'm just kidding. Mexicans are awesome.
Well, you are one, so.
Mexicans are cool, man. Everybody's cool. Everybody can be cool. There's just a lot of bad people in everywhere. Grammys, Travis Scott. Another thing where
Let's compare and contrast point
black
of
and
views.
Mexicans.
No.
Oh.
Point of views here, okay? Because when I first was telling you about covering this part, I was telling you that he's had 10 nominations and he hasn't won anything. And
That is kind of crazy. I didn't realize that he doesn't have a Grammy.
yeah.
He was huge in 2015 and 16.
Well, but then he performed
17.
at the Grammys
At
this
14.
year.
Yeah.
And when I saw his performance, I thought he was lashing out because
A lot of people thought that, yeah.
because he didn't win. Or because he's had 10 and hasn't won.
Yeah.
And that apparently that's not the case.
I don't know.
But you were saying that his performance that's how usually his performances are.
Not necessarily throwing things around, but
But
he
you
is a
saw that
wild.
he
He is
was
a wild
throwing-
performer. Yeah, because you said, "Oh, he was like throwing chairs around and stuff," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, he's a kind of wild performer." And then I saw it and I was like, "He looked mad."
Yeah,
I
right?
look a little mad.
Okay, well, Travis
Yeah.
Scott.
But I think it's just a thing. Like he probably is frustrated, but also like he's coming off of. This is kind of one of the first times that he's come out publicly after the whole Astrofest fiasco or
probably.
Astro World
Is it?
fiasco. I don't know if it's the first one, but it's definitely the first time I've heard about it, which means that I'm not so super invested in Travis Scott. But if it's the first time it's getting all the way to me, then the people that are involved in it, like heavily involved in his career, have a lot more information that I don't have, which would warrant the reaction that he has probably. You get me?
Yeah. So that was that.
Yeah.
Travis Scott.
It is crazy though.
I'm sorry you haven't gotten.
No, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to care about the Grammys.
Is it?
Yeah. And now, it used to be a prestigious thing, and now it's like very political. Where it's
Well,
like,
don't you think it was political back then
you know,
too?
well, yes, but now it's more. It was more prestigious because the people that were watching it, like us, didn't know that. We didn't know that there were campaigns for the Grammys and the Oscars.
Right.
Where it's like, hey, you got to do this certain thing, or you got to get your actors or your musicians in check so that they can potentially win. You got to. It's not even necessarily like a group of people that are like, yes, these are the 5 albums that I think are the best. Let's put them in. We'll sort them out. It's not like that. It's like, hey, let's invite you to this brunch where we're going to give you gifts and certain donations to certain things, to certain foundations that you're a part of or that you're the chairman of. And then maybe you can consider us for a Grammy.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's how it is with the Grammys. That's how it is with the Oscars. You have to campaign for this stuff.
I'm not doing all that.
Exactly.
Well, you know, kind of in the same light, Russ, he just went on the Flagrant podcast. I think this aired like sometime this past week. And he was just going in. I didn't know that this was like that people were just like exposing, but he just went in and was talking about like streams and how it actually is like, all bullshit. Like, and I'm like, whoa. Like, he was talking about independent contracts and 360 deals, and it's crazy. It's crazy how, like, art gets so taken advantage of.
What's the thing
Artists
is,
and
like,
art.
Yeah. It's because you see how somebody is living when they're making a living off of music, like famous rappers or musicians or what have you. And you're kind of just like, okay, all they gotta do is make music. No, you gotta negotiate. You gotta essentially be a lawyer or
That's
have
crazy.
great lawyers with you. J. Cole was talking about that with with Kevin Hart, where he was saying like, so I had my deal and it was for 3 albums. I put out the 3 albums. I put out 3 great albums that I was really proud of. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a little time off. Like, let me see. And it was like the more time I started realizing, the more time that I took off, the more sought after that album that was. So then I could ask for more in turn for it.
Wow.
And I could control my deal a little better. I can control what necessarily I want to do, what I don't want to do, certain parameters of the money that I'm getting, what's allocated to what. So it's a game. It's all a game.
Crazy.
Yeah. And
That's why you gotta have a good lawyer.
You gotta be very business mind centered.
Yeah. Yeah. He was saying that like, if you're not like an entrepreneur, if you don't like the business side of it, then 360 deals or like those kind of deals would work because you're not gonna get your stuff out there because that's not where your mind is. So you might as well, give yourself to the labels to all that side and just let them run you.
Yeah.
You'll get paid eventually. But then you don't have to do something that you don't like to do, which made sense. It just depends. Like he was saying, like just depends on who you are as a person. Like you got to be so real with yourself and be like, this is what I'm willing to do. This is what I'm not willing to do. So
don't drink the baby's blood.
Shout out Russ.
I'm not a fan of his music per se, but
There was
I think
that one song that I did really like. That was popular.
Which one?
It was da-na-na-na-na.
Yeah.
That one. That's the only one I know of his.
Yeah.
But shout out Russ. Very nice guy.
Taken care of.
Doing the big things.
This is the big one.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Monique, Auntie Monique, as she's coined on the internet, went to Club Shay. Now, this is the second time. This is our second gag. We're covering Club Shay again. What is it about that podcast or that show that these people that haven't been relevant. Not that they weren't relevant, but haven't been.
I think it was relevant a couple years ago because of that whole Netflix thing that she talks about.
No. I mean, like recently, like within this year, I haven't seen Cat Williams come out in well, he did have a viral clip where he was insulting a radio host that was like going in on him, and he talked about that.
Got his ass whipped by that 12-year-old. I'm not sure. They didn't talk about that, did they?
Who?
The fight?
What's the
They didn't talk about that on...
Yeah, they did. Club Shay with Cat Williams? Yeah,
what did he say? I don't remember.
He said pretty much don't go against somebody that can roast you better than you can roast them.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much is what he said. Was the consensus. And he was like, if you're... Because the agreement before they started recording was that they weren't going to ask him anything about anything that he didn't want to be asked about. And then she went on and asked him straight up about all that stuff. And so when he saw what she was trying to do, then that's when he went in on her. But why Shannon
I'm not
Sharp?
talking about that. I'm talking about when he fought a 12-year-old and lost.
He fought a 12-year-old?
Did you not know that?
No, I didn't know that he fought a 12-year-old. I don't want to get into that. That's crazy.
Yeah, you got...
When? How long ago was this?
Like 4 or 5 years ago.
Shut up.
Promise you.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're not talking about that.
Anyway, okay, we're not talking about Kat. Talking about Monique.
Okay.
Who you loved. You loved the Parkers.
Yeah. She was my adolescence.
Mm-hmm.
Black TV was my adolescence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember you cried to Mom one year because you wanted a weave for Christmas. It was weird.
Shut up. No, I
like, you
didn't.
already have straight black hair. What are you talking about?
But it wasn't that back in the... Well, true. You're right. So true. That is not true. That is not a true story, okay?
It's not. Silly.
Don't do that to me.
I did get mad when they didn't buy me grills.
Okay.
I very much did.
Girls. That was when we were in our southern rap era.
I want grills, mother. buy me 24 karat grill.
Barely afford rent and you want a grill. Shut up. But put a sugar packet in your mouth.
Sugar packet?
Not a sugar packet. Put a gum packet in your mouth. Put a gum wrapper. That went south. Anyway, yes, I was obsessed with Monique back in the day. I was obsessed with the Parkers. That show, love that show. BET was just it. But I didn't know until recently, like, all the bullshit that she's had to go through.
Yeah.
Really sad.
Yeah, it was a huge TV show. And at that time, it was on in the very early 2000, like 2000 to 2005, I think it was, or something
around
like that.
Around that time.
Yeah, and she was talking about how at one point they made $800 million, I think, and they were getting like $50K an episode.
That's after 5 years.
Yeah.
The $50K amount was after 5 years.
Because the way that she explained it was that they were telling her, like, what you want to do is you want to get to syndication. Syndication is where you want to be.
And what is syndication?
Syndication means that it's constantly running. Like, reruns are always on at some point.
And what's the point of when that starts? Is
the
after...
more 100 episodes is what
that's
used to be. I don't know if it is now, but that's what they were saying is, like, syndication is 100 episodes. And because 100 episodes, you could just keep... You could basically... Like, you know how we used to watch Full House every night and it was always a different episode?
Yeah.
That's syndication.
Well, that makes sense that it's after 5 years because essentially you'll
Not
have...
necessarily 5 years, 100 episodes.
Well, this is what I'm saying is you'll have 20 episodes per season usually. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 100. That's 5 seasons, 5 years.
But some seasons are like 23, 18, stuff like that. Just depends on how much they end up doing it.
Or after 3 or 4 seasons.
Somewhere around there, yeah. But they told her it was syndication, 100 episodes. As soon as you get that, then we can start talking big money. But they didn't tell her that by season 3, they were already in syndication. I think it was season 3, they were already in syndication. So she's still waiting 2 more years for it. They didn't tell her that the amount of money that it was producing for the company. And they were, at the end of it, they were making $50K an episode. So before that, they were making considerably less.
That's crazy.
And it's that, like, you hear $50K an episode.
No, you know what I think it is? I think it was 50 starting and ending.
No, it was $50K an episode.
Starting at, like, at the beginning, at the end of it.
Oh, like season 1, season 2?
Yeah.
No, I think they ramped up to $50K an episode. I think that's the most she ever made on the show. Which is bananas because Friends in syndication, they were making millions of dollars an episode. Each one of them.
Because they knew to negotiate, right? So
Part of it is because they knew to negotiate. Part of it is because they were informed to negotiate. So when I was listening to this, I was like, well, that's your team. You know, that's your manager, your lawyers that you have to get with that will fight for you to get the money that you deserve. But why is it that her team didn't think that they should fight for her when the amount of money, the disparity in like the amount of money the studio was making as opposed to what they were paying their lead actresses, like it was wild.
Yeah.
At the time, $50K and this was on at the same time that Friends was, and because Friends ended in 2004, so they had a similar, like they were probably on the second half of when Friends was running, and they were making like $10 million an episode at one point. Obviously, Friends was like a lot bigger.
The injustice.
Yeah, that's mostly what she was talking about, was just the fact that
is
like
what gets me.
Yeah, and then another weird thing that she brought up was
This makes me want to. That's crazy.
makes me want to word vomit. But yeah, it was one other thing that she mentioned that I thought was weird was that she made a video calling out, I think it was Oprah or Tyler Perry or both of them.
Okay, so I know about this beef.
Okay, let me hear that, because I don't know all about it. I just know what she talked about.
So she was approached, I think it was by this guy named Lee
Lee Daniels.
I think it was him that approached her, and he said, "Hey, I need a favor. I need you to be this character, or whatever." It was a favor, so she got paid. I think $50K.
It was like an indie movie.
It was
so
supposed to be
like,
an indie movie. It was supposed to be. That's the thing. It was supposed to be an indie movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so good. Obviously, she performed like crazy, and it went international. The thing was that she was obligated to only promote within the U.S. But then when it got crazy globally, they wanted her, Oprah and Tyler Perry wanted her to continue to like promote it without paying her more money.
Yeah.
And so I think I remember her saying that at this point she had her stand-up, because she was still doing stand-up. She was on tour, and she was doing the promotion for Precious, and then there was a space in between.
I think it might have been Precious.
What?
The movie that you were talking about that
It
they
is
didn't.
Precious.
Right?
Yeah. What? That they didn't what?
That he wanted to have her do the international press
it was
tour.
Precious.
It was Precious,
yeah,
right?
because it went crazy. Yeah, because it went global.
Yeah.
And so she, at that point, she wanted like some time
with her family. She was like, okay, I'm going to have like 3 weeks off in between shooting the Parkers and in between stand-up. Let me go spend some time with my family. And then they called and said like, hey, we need you to do this international tour. Like, we'll set you up in a hotel. We'll get you private flights. We'll do all this.
I don't think this was during the Parkers. I think the Parkers was
it might have
already
been like
over.
after.
Yeah.
Like right after.
Yeah.
But she had some other stuff going on.
It was her tour. She was on tour.
She was on tour,
Yeah.
but there was something else that she mentioned that she had going on at the time. Because she said there was multiple things running. No, I think the Parkers were like barely wrapping up. They might have wrapped up the last season.
When did Precious come out? Google when did Precious
2008.
came out. So no, then they were from 2000 2004 or the Parkers, no?
I don't remember. But anyway, she was busy. And she had been busy for a while.
Busy.
She was busy. She was working. And there was a time period, there was a small amount of time where she was like, I can take a little break. And she wanted to spend time with her family. But that coincided with the international run. So they called her and they were like, hey, we know that we agreed to this, but like this movie's getting huge and it's going to be sold internationally. So let's go do this press. You need to go do this press tour. She was like, I respectfully decline. I want to spend time with my family. That's what she kept saying. They asked again, I respectfully decline. Then that's when they brought in, I think, Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
They brought him in.
I know it was Oprah that she talked to first.
Yeah.
And then Oprah was just like, nah, I'm not paying you extra. Mm-hmm. And then I think Oprah.
No, Tyler Perry said that.
No, but Oprah did too. But she talked to Oprah first, and then Oprah got Tyler Perry to talk to her.
Yeah.
And then he was trying to convince her wouldn't pay her any more money.
It was that weird thing where like, she walked into a room where where like a bunch of people were, and then Tyler Perry walked in, and he like snapped his fingers and the room cleared, except for her security, because she was like, you work for me, you don't work for him. If you want to work for him, you can. For him, you can. But as right now, you're in the contract with me.
Yeah.
So she kept her security with him.
And her manager.
And their manager.
Which so happens to be her husband.
And then they were sitting in the room, and then they were just talking, and she said, we hugged after that. Like, once we came to a decision, we hugged. Because he said, I'm not in the business of paying people for nothing. Mm-hmm. Which is crazy to me, because he's asking her to travel internationally, promote his movie. Like,
that's not nothing.
You're not going to pay me for that? Like,
no. And
then she was like, I'm not in the business of doing things for free. So they're like, okay, that's what we've come to.
Amicably, it was fine. Like,
yeah, respectfully, I understand that you decline. Let's just squash it. Like, let's continue our relationship. Like, our professional and personal relationship is going to be totally fine. Hug it out.
I think she mentioned that there was even things that he had mentioned that he wanted her to be in. Even within that conversation.
What they were going to do is they were going to give her other deals. They were going to give her like a sitcom and a 3-movie deal. I'm not sure if that's the same thing, but there was another story where...
No, I think that was with Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Because she also... This woman
she had a
has
thing with Kevin Hart.
Yeah. And so does Cat Williams.
Yeah.
How crazy would it be if Cat Williams asked her to go on tour with him?
She did.
No, she didn't.
I read something that they did.
Really? Pull it up. I don't think so.
I read something. I might be wrong.
After this episode aired on Club Shay, obviously, I think Lee Daniels came out and said something. And then various people came out and said something. I'm not sure exactly who, but I think Lee Daniels was one of them. And she had to come out then and go live. I think it was on Instagram. And then her and her husband were on camera. And she also, was going back on whatever they were saying.
Monique added to Cat Williams' comedy tour following her Club Shay podcast appearance.
She looks good. She looks great.
She's 51, I think.
She's beautiful.
She's in her 50s. After becoming an viral sensation, Monique announced on Thursday that she will be accompanying Will Smith on the Dark Matter tour.
Wait, what does that say? I want to tell you about my twin brother, Cat Williams. Baby. Stop.
Oh, that was like a whole thing.
Twin brother?
Yeah.
Why?
You didn't hear the ending?
No. Of what? Club Shay?
Yeah.
No.
She said that because she was like, the whole time she was teasing, like, I have something that I haven't shared with anybody on here. Like,
I
anybody.
remember that. I was over it by then. It was 2 hours. That was 3 hours long. I was over it. I'm so sorry, Monique.
That's what it was.
That she was going.
She was like, that's my twin brother. It was just a goofy thing. It was silly.
It's very goofy. It's very silly.
Yeah.
Ma'am, to say that's your twin. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I'm going to be joining my brother on the Dark Matter tour. I'm excited. We are excited, and I cannot wait to see y'all. Crazy, dude. She's been through a lot. Another thing that she she mentioned too was Taraji.
Mm-hmm. She has a lot of admiration and respect for Taraji. And it seemed like she was behind her 100% because there's an issue with her and Oprah, I guess.
Yeah, so Oprah didn't want to pay her money.
Like
this is all having to do with money.
One thing that she mentioned was that when Taraji did her speech after they premiered The Color Purple, the new one, she was saying, like, I feel so proud and humbled to have been handpicked for this role. And then she goes, well, if you were handpicked, then why'd you audition? Yeah. And when you did the audition, they knew that they had you.
You should have been like no to the audition.
Yeah,
did you handpick me or yeah? This is two different things.
Is this the role? And they're probably like, no, it's just for formalities. Like, we have to audition you, but you have the role. And it's like, it doesn't seem like I do though.
No, then I'm not auditioning.
Yeah. And Monique,
it's either I have the role or I'm auditioning.
Yeah, Monique has more of the not sense, but she has more of the character to be like, then no, I decline then.
She's okay with saying no. Yeah. She's okay with, that's the thing about this industry. You got to be okay with saying no and then risking that they let you go.
Yeah, because saying no sometimes will make them want you more.
But at other times it'll completely fuck you over.
Yeah, well, I mean, it did with Monique. It did with Monique because after that conversation that they had, according to her, Tyler Perry started speaking bad on her and started saying, "Oh, she's difficult." Yeah. Allegedly, she's like
blackballed her essentially. Yeah. Allegedly,
not even just saying like, "Oh, nobody work with her anymore." It's just like she's difficult to work with.
And that's all you need.
Which happened to Katherine Heigl.
That didn't, but I could see that.
That she's difficult to work with?
This is the thing, and this is why, oh my God, okay. Because I'm this way. You can't be super direct when you're working with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sugarcoat things.
I hate that.
Or else you're difficult.
Yeah. It's dumb.
It is dumb. I don't care. I could give a hoot.
It gets in the way of progress.
Yeah, when it's like, because like even you and I, like we have to be so direct with each other in like the most minuscule of things, and we didn't even acknowledge that until like a couple of weeks ago, how essential those small details are.
Yeah.
You know, and but you can't be too too direct, because then you're hard to work with and you get blackballed. She wants money. She wants to be.
Well, she was she was making the rounds a couple years ago because she had gotten a Netflix deal that was like 50 million or whatever the number was, and she was like, "That's a little low. It's a little low for me." But
yeah.
she was saying that because they were telling her, "You're an icon. You're this. You're that."
If I'm an icon,
pay me icon rates.
Right. There was another one, Viola Davis, I think, that she also had an interview clip go viral where she was like, people compare me to Meryl Streep except for when it comes to money, because if I was Meryl Streep, I'd be a millionaire.
Speak on it. What?
Okay. Oh, all right.
Speak
Next.
truth to power, sis.
Monique, if you come to Dallas, I hope your tickets are fairly priced and we can probably go see you.
Yeah, Monique, if you come to Dallas.
Actually, look that up real quick. Just take a couple seconds to see Cat Williams' tour. Emma keeps poking her head in here, hoping that in the third one it'll be okay and you'll tell her to come in.
No, Emma. Emma, get out of my room.
Go. What is tour dates? Cat Williams tour dates. And I guess we'll have to see. So is he adding tour dates to his tour, or are they just coming on and are comedians getting booted off because now he has Monique?
No, I think it's probably just like
A couple of days, maybe.
Yeah.
Just
I've seen like on podcasts where comedians will be talking now like, "Oh, you're in Nashville at that time? Dude, come on. Come do like 10 minutes."
Oh, okay.
And then they figure out the money later.
Okay. It's very important to note. Let's see.
Ticketmaster's got Cat Williams at a 3.9.
Is that a good thing?
3.9 stars.
Is that a good thing? What's the highest?
Probably 5.
So, okay. So let's see. The 16th is next week. Wait, Rick, go up. So he's in North Carolina, New Jersey.
Hold on, we're not promoting Cat Williams for
Oh,
free.
yes, we are.
No, we're not. Not for free.
I just want to know. Okay.
He's gonna pay.
Fine.
There, hold on.
Tour dates edit.
Well, let's see the article, and then it'll probably say where.
Join the family before it should start.
Sorry to see y'all. Faking the announcement alongside her husband used social media platform to adjust and clarify the comments she made about D.L. Hughley during her guest appearance on Shannon's podcast.
We know all this. Let's go.
Released on Thursday. Blah blah blah. Podcast episode.
Oh wow, Hughley says she's a liar.
Hughley's co-host. Would you rather? Dismissed radio host responded on Instagram. Monique's allegations were untrue. Monique's a liar. Hughley said online, when Monique did call me, I heard her complaints, listened to her, and pulled the segment. So if I had been as dismissive as she alleges I was, that segment would have been aired. It didn't because I respected her or says she's a liar.
Okay, well, whatever. Fuck it. Next, scrub it to the next. We don't see any dates.
I'm not seeing any dates, so she probably posted like on their social media.
Yeah, let's see. We'll circle back and see where. Hopefully, we can go and see them. I would love to go see Cat Williams live.
Yeah,
one of my favorite comics.
Yeah.
Okay, this next topic that we're gonna cover.
This is so stupid.
Ricky does not want anything to do with this, but I have to. Okay. So this past week, Trisha Paytas, guys, if you don't know who Trisha Paytas is, she is our generation's Anna Nicole. YouTube Anna Nicole star. She's a star. She last year or 2 years ago went viral when Queen Elizabeth died because her daughter was born, I think, a week after Queen Elizabeth passed, and the internet went crazy. She had posted something about going to the hospital around the time that Queen Elizabeth passed. So I think that's where like kind of the ball started rolling. But then when it was revealed that she gave birth to her daughter, whose name is Malibu Barbie, Ricky's just shut down. Ricky, stop, interact. Ricky, stop. He warned me.
I refuse.
He warned me that he was gonna do this right before we start talking about it. Last week,
This person's a moron.
I don't do good under pressure.
Trisha Paytas, professional moron.
No, stop. No, I'm not putting that in there. Yeah, so she's pregnant again. She's having another little girl.
Celebrity idiot, Trisha Paytas. That's basically what she is, dude. She's dumb.
She's a genius.
Or she's heavily
You just don't
ill.
understand the genius of it, which makes
What
you
if
a
gravity was
commoner,
never-
a peasant.
What if gravity was never invented? Like,
So you do know about Trisha.
yeah, it's a huge. That's why I know she's an idiot.
Oh, shut up. Yeah, so she's pregnant again. She's having another little girl.
That should be a crime.
She's going to name her daughter Elvis, which I think is
Fine.
genius, right? You got to give her that.
It's fine.
Ricky. Yeah,
Malibu
so they're
Barbie
saying
is.
that. So last week, on Monday of last week, King Charles was diagnosed with cancer. And so that sent the internet in a frenzy because it's happening. It's happening
When you say
again.
that, it's like 20,000 people.
That's a lot of people. 1,000 people is a lot of people.
In the scope of internet, like, hugedom, no.
That's how our perception is so effed ever since the internet, because we view numbers as not as big as like 3 million. So the 20,000 still doesn't
That
seem
wasn't
as
just the internet. That wasn't just because of the internet. Like 5,000 people is an incident. 20,000 people is a statistic.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
The bigger
Okay,
the number.
so you agree with me then?
The bigger the number, the less you can conceptualize it. Unless you've been in an arena where you're like, oh, this is 10,000 people all together at once. This is crazy. But you don't really have a gauge for like how many people 20,000 really is. You know?
Right. So it's a lot.
Yeah, it might be a lot.
Okay.
I just don't like Trisha Paytas. I think she's a moron.
Shut up. Yeah, so I mean, let's see. We're gonna track King Charles's health because ever since he was diagnosed with cancer, people are thinking that he's gonna pass in May because Trisha Paytas is due in May. So we're kind of like holding our breaths and hoping that, you know, the King Charles isn't reincarnated in her pretty daughter Elvis. Imagine. That's 2 royal family members that she'll have in her family. Crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not reality for you, so you just can't really.
No, I just think she's dumb and useless to society.
I think she's a marketing genius. I think she's revolutionary in content that we are seeing today in our time, in real time.
I think she's an idiot.
Okay, well, love it. Awesome.
By the way, you know there's that's just a coincidence. You know that, right?
No, I think it's all honestly true. I think it's.
So I killed Toby Keith.
I honestly think you did.
Adriana, no, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't. You can't be this stupid. I can't work with you if you're that stupid.
No, I honestly think that Ricky, your face right now is so scared. But I honestly do believe it. I think we have like the power to manifest. Don't you think you manifested that?
You think I manifested the death of Toby Keith?
Sir Toby Keith. Yes, I did.
He's not knighted, you idiot.
Why did you sing that song specifically?
Because I like it.
Do you know? You
and
don't.
It's the silliest song that I could think of. Yeah, because the angle of it was I want to share an inspirational quote. Red Solo Cup. Like that's the funniest thing. The only funnier thing that I could have said was my neck, my back.
So true.
I just didn't think about it at the time.
Okay.
And if homegirl ended up dead,
What if?
no, you're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Okay.
What if King Charles dies tomorrow, like next week?
What if King Charles dies?
Yeah, is she still like? What is the amount of time that a person has to die?
Well, it was a week last time.
Okay, so what if it's next
He's
week?
in between. Queen Elizabeth was in between worlds. She didn't know where she was going. She hadn't been assigned.
So she went into the
A
child
baby
of a
yet.
moron.
Yes.
I feel so bad for these kids. I legitimately feel like she should not be allowed to have children.
I think obviously her whole thing that she's ever done on the internet is a shtick.
I don't think it is.
I think it is, and I think she's a genius.
I don't think it is.
You're entitled to your opinion.
I don't think it's an opinion.
Gravity sounds crazy, though, to be honest.
I can't argue with that, honestly.
Guys, we just finished watching the Super Bowl. The Chiefs won, right?
I can't do it. I'm sorry.
The Chiefs won, guys. Little recap on the whole Swiftie Super Bowl era. We started off this year by finally seeing who Taylor Swift was dating. Turns out it's a Chief guy. He's a Chief. He's a Chief, and we pretty much watched their whole romance play out right in front of our eyes, and they
Girls
didn't
are so
disappoint. We all suspected that Taylor Swift was not going to be able to make it to the Super Bowl because she was performing in Japan. Turned out she made it, and she made it early. She was there at 4:00. We had already turned on the TV to the station by this time, so we were not worried about that anymore. Travis Kelce was great. He did great. I don't know by what metrics I'm putting that on, but
You did fine.
it was awesome. It was worth it. I think it was worth it.
It was a really good game.
It was a good game. They were making a lot of mistakes.
I really didn't think that. Like, if I had to, if from the game that I saw up until like the fourth quarter, I would have been like, yeah, 49ers probably gonna take this.
Yeah. Yeah, you were saying even into like the third or fourth
I
quarter,
was like, damn, they're making a lot of mistakes. The pressure's building.
the Super Bowl pressure is
Yeah.
real.
But then they came through.
That's crazy.
You know why?
That's crazy. What?
Because of God.
Because of God. He did thank God a lot.
Yeah, according to Patrick Mahomes,
So
it was God's. God did.
God did. God did. They went into overtime and then
Almost went into double overtime.
almost went into double overtime, but it ended up being that
I will say though, it was kind of a lackluster like touchdown. It was like right there.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, it's right. What other way could it have gone?
Fucking
could've,
bomb
like-
from the 50 and then
okay.
just boom.
Or like
That
Aaron
would've been
Rodgers
dope.
and his Hail Marys.
Yeah.
But
Oh, well.
alas,
This is their second consecutive Super Bowl.
right.
And if they're the same team that they were this year, they could potentially get a three-peat.
Is that's rare?
It's
That's a rarity.
like hasn't happened.
Guys, fingers crossed for next year.
No, fuck that. Go
has,
Cowboys.
this has been a very uniting game between men and women. We
Really?
have found,
I feel like football fans are really mad at all the Swifties.
yeah, but we don't care because we're there to see our men
So then that's not uniting.
perform. It is because regardless they're coming in, and it's not everybody that hates the Swifties. So I think it was a great year. It was great watching this
Yeah.
all.
What was the Swiftie count then? Or what was the Swift count? 12?
Yeah. So okay. So we were counting how many times Taylor Swift got on camera, and I
I
think
feel like
was,
it might have been more.
I'm sure because we were editing while we
Yeah.
were watching it, so we might have missed a couple.
Yeah.
But we counted, I think, 11 or 12.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
She looked cute.
On the second, because they showed her reaction from two different times. Like right when it happened, it was afterwards when they were all hugging,
Yeah.
and then they did the replay on her reaction.
Yeah. And
So
she was
that
like, "Ooh."
counts as 2. So it's like 13.
Okay, right.
By my count.
By our count.
Yeah. And then you were like, we got to do a Kelsey count too. I was like, no, he's going to be in the entire game.
I thought it was going to be more that they were going to show
The whole
him.
game.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe they showed his number. I was expecting the face.
No.
But it
I
was
was
a great.
expecting. I had seen the video a couple weeks ago where some dude was like, "The script is out. Kelsey
Oh.
is gonna propose to Taylor after they win," which they did win.
Damn.
Well,
I doubt it. They've been together for like a year. And it's not happening.
you never know. These people are crazy.
True.
Kim
That was
Kardashian
it.
was married for like 37 hours or something.
I've been trying to close it out for like the past 2 seconds. You're the
Why?
one that keeps talking.
Why? I like
Shut
spending
up.
time
Okay,
with you.
guys, that was it. The leading up to all this has been great. The content that we've gotten from all this has been awesome. Thank you so much, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, for keeping us on our toes and entertained. And it was fun. It was fun. Fun time. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's been it for this week's episode. Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Later.